everybody, and welcome into a fresh new hour of HQ. I'm Katie Mox here with you on this Sunday morning. Coming up this hour, it's win or go home in Oklahoma City as we preview Game 7 of the NBA Finals, including what could decide it and who has the edge. Plus, we'll dive into the best bets on the diamond as MLB heats up this summer. We're also just 3 days away from the NBA draft. We're going to take a look at who is moving up the board. And don't forget, the final round of the Travelers Championship. We'll have live updates and picks to close out that tournament strong. HQ rolls on right now. And for the first time since 2016, we've got a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. The Pacers, once 80-1 long shots, try to make history in Oklahoma City, where the Thunder are 10-2 this postseason and have won 7 straight Game 7s at home. One win to glory, and it all comes down to tonight. And joining me now is CBS Sports NBA writer and host of Beyond the Arc podcast, John Gonzalez. And Claudia is coming up later, but we always love to see her face a little early here. John, I am going to start with you, however, though. We got to grade this year's NBA Finals, right? We've had multiple blowouts, a 15-point fourth quarter comeback, and a decisive Game 7 between the youngest team in the league and the biggest title long shots in decades. What's been your biggest takeaway from this crazy series?
Yeah, A+ series. It's fantastic, Katie. We got our first Game 7 since 2016 when LeBron had that comeback from down 3-1 and Cleveland got its first championship in 50 years. On the one side, as you mentioned, best team in basketball. You have the MVP and SGA, an emerging star in Jalen Williams, made his first All-Stars, first All-NBA, first All-Defense. They're loaded up and down the roster. They have a Coach of the Year, an Executive of the Year, bushel of draft picks. They're so young, Katie. Their average age is 25 and a half years old, which is outrageous. And they're set up for the future and for right now. And then on the other side, as you mentioned, the ultimate underdogs, the Indiana Pacers. Nobody thought that they would be here. They make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row, and I thought, that's it. You're playing with house money. It was a fantastic season for you. They keep going. Now they're in the finals. They're one win away from their first ever championship. This has been outrageously good basketball. I cannot wait for tonight's Game 7. I don't know which way it's going to go, but I'm glad that we're here because I think Pacers and the Pacers fans deserve it, and certainly Oklahoma City deserves it. And you know what, Katie? We deserve it.
We absolutely do deserve it. And you were here just last week, and I feel like every game, it's either Oklahoma City could blow them out or the Pacers could somehow survive in this, and that seems to be on the table with every single game. But John, Oklahoma City has been nearly unbeatable at home this postseason and comes in as an 8.5-point favorite. If the Thunder are going to close this out, what are the biggest keys for them to win Game 7 and cap off this truly historic season?
Yeah, turnovers on both sides, right? So both limiting their own turnovers and then creating them against the Pacers. So Oklahoma City this season, #1 in the NBA at creating turnovers, #1 at generating turnovers, points off of turnovers, and then #1 at turnover rate, which is basically taking care of the ball on their end and not turning it over. So that's how they win. Or when they don't, that's how they lose. So Game 5 against the Pacers, they created 23 turnovers and generated 32 points off of that. Easy win for OKC, right? Well, then in Game 6, that flipped, Katie. Oklahoma City had 21 turnovers of their own, which led to 19 points for the Pacers, including SGA having 8 turnovers, which tied a career high for him. That was the most by a single player in an NBA Finals game in 40 years, and it ended up in a big, devastating loss for Oklahoma City. So they need to clean that up. They need to take care of the ball. They can't let the Pacers speed them up. And also, they have to pressure the Pacers, right? They have a ton of excellent defenders in Lou Dort and Jalen Williams, both of whom made all-defense this year. Then on the bench, they've got Alex Caruso and Kason Wallace. Not the greatest series for Kason Wallace, but he's still a really good defender. And then the bigs are also really good defenders in Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. So that's the key for them. If they can take care of the ball and also turn over the Pacers, they'll have a good shot tonight.
All right, don't turn over the ball. Seems a little easier said than done there, John. On the Pacers side, the Pacers have been incredible after losses in the playoffs. We certainly saw that in Game 6. They're 6-1 in those spots. So if they are going to complete this plus 8,000 title run and win their first NBA championship, what needs to go right for Indiana tonight?
Yeah, they just have to do what they've been doing all season, which is playing team basketball, which sounds like a cliche. It sounds a little trite, a little Disney-esque, but it's true because while Halliburton is their best player and he made All-NBA, and Siakam is a fantastic player, has a championship to his name, was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, this is how they've been doing it all season long. The Pacers share the ball. Rick Carlisle has said it over and over and over again, that it's not just about their main 2 guys. In this postseason, that has been true. We've seen big games from everyone up and down the roster. Nesmith had a big game against against the Knicks. Nembhard, same deal. Miles Turner not shooting the ball right now against Oklahoma City, but he's had big moments this postseason. Mathurin, Obi Toppin, they've all had huge games. We haven't even gotten to T.J. McConnell. T.J. McConnell is somehow on fire, Katie. This last game against Oklahoma City, he was unstoppable. There's actual conversation. I had a conversation with Sam Quinn, our colleague at CBSSports.com, about if T.J. McConnell has another big game and if the Pacers win a championship tonight, T.J. McConnell is potentially in the mix for the MVP conversation for the NBA Finals, which is absolutely outrageous. So for the Pacers, it's share the ball. They're greater than the sum of their parts. If they get everybody involved tonight, it's going to be really tough sledding because you're at Oklahoma City. And as you said, tough to win in that building. But get everybody involved. You got a chance.
Yeah, they got 8 players averaging double digits in this series. If they keep that up, like you said, they have a chance. And John, I hope you didn't think you were going to get out of answering this question. It's only the second Finals Game 7 in the last decade. So who do you trust the most in this spot, and who is your pick to hoist the trophy when it's all said and done?
I knew you were going to put me on the spot. So my head says one thing. My heart wants something else, Katie. So my heart, I want the Pacers to win this thing. They've had an incredible season. We keep counting them out. Nobody truly has believed in them outside of Indiana. They are every bit as good as Oklahoma City. It would not surprise me if the parade is in Indiana. However, originally, I picked Oklahoma City in 5, and then I extended that to 6, and now here we are in Game 7. So I'm sticking with Oklahoma City because they've been the best team in basketball. They've been incredible this season. They have a historic defense, the best point differential in NBA history. They've got the MVP and SGA. They have a super deep roster. Also, as you mentioned, they're at home. They only have 8 losses at home all season, and coming off a loss, they're 18-2 this year. So the head says Oklahoma City, but if it's the Pacers, man, congratulations. Either way, though, both of these teams, phenomenal season, and whoever emerges victorious will have deserved it.
Yeah, it's a battle between the head and the heart. I feel the same way on this one. John, always great to have you. Enjoy the day and enjoy the last game of the season. You've had great work all season long. If you want more, check out his podcast, Beyond the Arc. The latest episode breaks down Game 7 from all angles and looks ahead to how this result could impact free agency and the next season's landscape. Don't miss it. Scan that QR code to watch and listen now. And now let's bring in our expert here, Claudia Bellofatto, to break down how tonight's Game 7 should be bet. It's the last game of the season, sister, so let's make this count. Starting us off, what is your best bet for tonight? Is it a side or a total? What's a number that you're most confident in ahead of Game 7?
Well, Katie, I loved the number last night, but as we know, things are not the same as they were the day before, especially in the betting world. So I do like the points at the Pacers. Remember, this opened 8.5. It was down to 7.5 last night, now down to 6.5. That shows you the respect from the market, and I have to agree with them. We talk so much, and we have talked all season so much about OKC's defense, but we have to give credit to the Pacers. They forced the Thunder to change how they play. Head coach Mark Daigneault even said they've been unable to create their usual rhythm because of how they're guarding them. It's been simple fundamentals, but they're so aggressive with their closeouts. They run them off the line. The Thunder's rate of threes has dropped more than 8% from the previous 3 rounds, nearly 10% from the regular season. Indiana's taking almost 50 more threes than OKC. The difference maker, though, I heard you guys talking about this earlier, outside of the threes, it's the turnovers. You have to keep the other team out of transition. The Thunder have had the most points off of turnovers in the playoffs since '97. This isn't crazy to say the Pacers could win this, certainly cover. We saw them steal Game 1. Thunder led all but 1 second. Game 6, they won emphatically. The Pacers are still, in my opinion, playing with house money. I'll back them to keep it close.
Hard to argue with anything that you just said there, sister, and I feel like it's kind of like what John said. Your head says that OKC should win this, but man, your heart says that the Pacers have a chance and certainly take the points. I think that is a very smart play there. What about some props? There's a lot of star power in this one. Is there a scoring, a rebounding, an assist prop that you're targeting for us tonight?
Yeah, how about a little combo platter for us? Points and rebounds for a guy that has been so fun to watch in Pascal Siakam. He's big with the points, he's big with the boards, but also facilitating. We're seeing him dunking out there. He's been a lot of fun to watch. I was tempted, Katie, to go double-double at plus 290, which I do think there's some value there because he's had 2 already in the series. But we'll go with the more likely bet, and that is 28 or more points and rebounds, which he's done in 4 of 6. He missed by the hook in game 3. That means just a point shy. And he cashed this in points alone in game 5. The volume of shots is there. He leads the team in field goal attempts. He's averaging about 20 points a game. And he's been so effective getting downhill. He's always hitting those sweet spots in the mid-range, and he gives himself those second chance opportunities, being aggressive on the boards as well, which bodes well to this specific prop, so we'll go over.
I love a little Sunday combo platter. It reminds me of like maybe a Sunday brunch that we were having here,
Yeah,
Claudia. Ladies who brunch and bet at the same time. Claudia, always love having you on. Appreciate it. And remember, guys, if you want more winning picks from our top analysts, head over to sportsline.com/join and use my promo code MOXIE. You're going to get 60% off an annual plan. You can also scan that QR code on your screen to redeem.